Hi there, good afternoon. My name is Tiffany St. James. I'm the Executive Director of the British Interactive Media Association and the Strategy Board of Rewired State. I am delighted to have with us here today to share with you Fred Levron, the Executive Director of Ogilvy Mather Paris, a Head of Digital and Branded Content.
It's a long title, yeah. I know that.
Delighted to welcome you here today, Fred. We're going to just spend 30 minutes with you just talking about branded entertainment today. And I know that you have some interesting content to share with us in just a second.
Yeah.
Delighted if you can just share with us some of the creative endeavor that Ogilvy Paris, why you think perhaps they're a leader in this field. You mentioned some of the awards that you've won this year already.
Yep.
So 25 international awards out of
25 in the last 12 months, yeah.
That's fantastic.
Thank
Going into the opportunity just to share the videos with people first and ask you a few questions.
Yeah.
Would you like to introduce them?
I mean, you know, I'd love you to see the videos, and then it's going to be the best introduction of the session, I think.
Okay. If we can roll the first video, please.
C'est juste la galère.
C'est épouvantable.
Ouais, c'est l'enfer.
Un loueur fait dans la blague potache. L'un des leaders de la location courte durée a piégé d'innocents automobilistes.
Une pub sous forme de caméra cachée, ça commence comme ça, regardez, par un gros pétage de plomb.
Merde! Vous détruisez ma voiture, je peux vous voir!
Merde! Je rentre comment?
On a perdu une cam, hein, vous êtes d'accord?
Mais qu'est-ce que c'est que ce bordel?
Mais je fais comment? Moi j'ai plus de voiture!
C'était ça votre voiture?
Mais oui, c'était ça ma voiture! Il y a tout à l'intérieur! Je fais comment? J'ai tout à l'intérieur!
Merde!
Mais attends, et comment je vais rentrer chez moi?
Ah ça, j'en ai pas la moindre idée, madame, parce que là, ça va pas rouler. Hein.
On va me la rembourser ma bagnole!
Bah, il y a la prime à la casse, je pense.
Mais quelle prime à la caisse? Elle était quasiment bien, elle avait rien cette voiture! Ça va pas ou quoi?
Autorité réglementaire pour l'équilibre automobile. J'écoute.
Oui, c'est quoi ça? J'ai un avis de compression de ma voiture!
Votre véhicule rentrait dans le plan de réduction du parc automobile.
Mais pourquoi? Mais on m'a pas prévenu!
Calmez-vous, monsieur, calmez-vous.
Mais non, je me calme pas!
calmez-vous.
J'ai besoin de ma voiture!
peur à tout le
Je
monde,
dois
ça va pas.
repartir chez moi, comment je fais?
Mais quel plan de réduction? Putain, c'est ma caisse, j'ai que ça, bordel! Elle a 14 balais, elle est peut-être vieille, mais je roule la veille, bordel! Comment je fais pour rentrer? Je suis tout seul, là! Puis il y a des tas de connards qui me regardent, là!
Vous détruisez ma voiture, je peux vous voir!
Vous n'avez qu'à louer une voiture, c'est devenu hyper simple. Puis franchement, votre voiture, vous n'avez pas vraiment besoin. Surtout une voiture rouge, c'est tellement années 80.
Ça va pas la tête! Je rentre comment? Non, bien joué! Franchement, bien!
Caméra cachée pour Auto-Liberté d'Europcar, on sourit, on est là, on est
Objectif de cette campagne très décalée et drôle, promouvoir une formule de mobilité qui propose de louer une voiture pas chère en fonction de ses besoins, sans subir les coûts d'entretien, etc. Bref, le plaisir de l'auto sans les contraintes du propriétaire.
So,
Thank you.
so a fantastic execution there from Europcar. Is there anything that you want to say about this, or should we move it straight into the other case that you have to share with us?
I think both of the two cases will definitely illustrate what we're gonna talk about. I mean, look, the audience, like, it's all about that. How do you reach people today in a media landscape where you know that the classical 30 seconds is not efficient anymore?
Yes.
That's the brief.
Great. And perhaps we'll have just a look at the next case study then. If we can roll the video.
It started with a simple truth. The more people in a room, the hotter the temperature. So we decided to find a way to bring this to life digitally. The more hits a film gets, the hotter its story gets. By going into the club Perrier, viewers will enter into the hottest nightclub ever seen. Trust me. We shot a club's interior several times, each take becoming more crowded and hotter than before.
The result is the first YouTube video to evolve with the number of viewers.
And to make sure it would go viral, every viewer had to invite all of their friends to see the project in order to advance to the next, hotter version of the video, thanks to Facebook, Twitter, and email.
As the number of hits rose, so did the temperature as the new stories were revealed. And as the temperature soared, so did the sexiness.
It got so hot, even the club itself started to melt.
We turned an usual individual experience into a massive social project.
A unique club deserves unique music, so we created a one-of-a-kind band to play there. Babe Youth has released a 5-title EP, including the Le Club track Break Me, which has since been remixed by DJs all over the world.
In less than 3 weeks, 11.5 million people transformed our first video into amazingly sexy content. The experience has been hotly discussed on TV and thousands of blogs. Because people wanted to see the next evolution of the video, we got countless share tweets, 1 per second, at the project's hottest peak, becoming the first ad in France ever tweeted about during the campaign.
A totally new way of using YouTube and proof that Perrier is the ultimate refreshment when things turn hot. You got everything?
Did you know that 2 girls were kissing each other in version 5?
No, but that's a good idea.
So 1 tweet per second. Some great stats and facts and figures there. So can you tell me, Fred, why are Ogilvy Mather Paris focusing on branded entertainment?
I think back to what I was saying, Ogilvy is the really one of the key agency in that industry, and David Ogilvy, came up with a lot of marketing rules that dictated the way to do advertising. Mm-hmm. The only changement, which is a massive changement in the last 15 years, is that we came from a media landscape where we were like 4, 5, 6 TV channels to a landscape that we know today, which is about 3,000 TV channels, which is about catch-up TV, which is about squeezing the 30 seconds TV ad, which is about taking your iPad and your iPhone and getting your content on the go. And basically, that impacted dramatically the efficiency of the regular TV ad that we all know. So, and our job as an agency is really to make a consumer and a brand engage. You know what I mean? So we had to find like different ways to do that, and to talk less about the product and more about the value of the product, and really to consider the brand as a storyteller and not the brand as just a product. So we went from that, interruptive marketing model, which is basically you're watching TV, you're on the internet, I'm watching, the last episode of Dr. House, and boom, Dove is talking about this product, which is insane when you think about it. You were like engaged with the program, and at one point, a product is trying to get your attention.
Sure.
That was the interactive marketing. And we went from that point to another model, which is the permissive marketing. And we've got that crazy dream to imagine that people will love to engage with brand. People will, find out what brand is behind
that pull.
Exactly behind the crush hour. What brand is behind the club, and they're gonna spend instead of spending 30 seconds to see, shit, I'm waiting for my episodes and that's all what I want. They're gonna be like, in the case of Le Club, they're gonna be like 15 minutes engaged with the brand. In case of Europcar, they're gonna be like, they're gonna come back in average of 5 times on a channel to watch the brand content, and that changed dramatically the model.
So you've talked around some of the evolution in marketing as we've seen it, from permissive marketing into branded entertainment now to get people really engaged with a brand. Where do you think that sits therefore in the marketing mix and the whole spectrum?
I think what we see is definitely entertaining, moves people, but at the end of the day, marketers are talking about the funnel from awareness to selling. And if you do something like that, disconnected from the other expression of the brand and other marketing communication techniques that are more oriented there, more oriented in the selling process, you're gonna fail. So that's why, for example, in Le Club, this is not only a YouTube channel. We did an ad, for example, on mobile phone, and we created a specific expression of that ID for mobile. A 30-second TV spot was running at the same time that the digital campaign was running and was driving people on the YouTube channel. An event was running at the same time, and we were recreating the same party that you were watching in Le Club for real. So that's, integration of the marketing mix is the key. And basically, we killed the 360 degrees model, which is basically you got one expression and you make it and you replicate it on a lot of different touch points, to having a core idea and finding a specific expression on every touch point. That's the biggest difference.
Making it appropriate on different channels, in different formats for the way that people want to engage with it.
Because as a user, you don't interact the same way with your tablets, your mobile phone, in a shop or in front of your computer.
Sure, thank you for that. So what's the next steps from you? Where do you go from here?
I think the next step will definitely be to continue to change the rules. Actually, we
change is the only constant.
Oh yeah, we are only at the beginning. I mean, that event and MIP TV is the biggest expression of the changement, and the fact that Ogilvy is coming for the last 5 years give us like really some learnings about how the industry, the brands, the TV channels, the media, the production company are actually engaging with that new brand entertainment model. And basically we're not there. Basically TV channel and production company understood that brand was a great business opportunities, but on the other hand, the model is totally different. I remember the first year I came here, that was 5 years ago, and we were meeting with IBM and Louis Vuitton and Nestle. We brought those guys at Cannes, and we met all the market basically, all the production company that content and everything. And that was our first collaboration, and that was funny to see that those guys was trying to replicate what they were doing with TV channel, which is basically, I got a catalog, look what I do, is there anything you're interested about? And basically, brand entertainment is the reverse. Before having an idea, you got a communication platform, and you build on top of that communication platform to come up with an original program or an original content. For example, the Le Club case is linked to a simple line, which is the vision of the brand, the Perrier brand, which is the ultimate refreshment when things turn hot. And everything has to fit that objective. So that was 5 years ago. And the more we go, the more the relationship with the production companies, the TV channel is going in the right way. But you know, it's still a long road.
So it's changed from making your own content and format and pushing that out through different channels. It's creating that big one idea that grasps people's imagination and resonates with them, perhaps causes a reaction.
Exactly, and even for the brand, it's quite new, because those guys was basically the user journey of a brief was they're coming at the agency, they brief the agency is coming with a great strategy and a great idea. And at that point, the brain was owning the idea. Now we see that, Crush Hour, Le Club, or other project like Gatorade Replay that did a competitor, which is a fantastic case. It's more than idea and content. It's media by itself. Just for you to know, on Europcar, and it's not a secret, the media budget is 50K, and only in radio. For those who knows, what's the efficiency of driving people on the web from the radio, when you see the results of having 2.5 million views, it's more than a success. Yes. It makes a lot of money. Means that the idea that we are producing today is basically media and is basically valuable. And that's the changement that brands will have to do.
Yes.
So everyone has a piece of, the road to make.
Okay, thank you. That's really helpful. And I guess if MIP and MIP Cube is about sharing innovation and sharing learning, there's lots of people here with us today who are considering looking at how their organizations and how their agencies can use branded entertainment. What sort of advice do you have? What sort of sharing or learning can people from here take away when they're considering using branded entertainment for themselves?
I'm coming from a digital background, and
yep.
I'm living now the same context and situation that we were all living 15 years ago when we were trying to bring our brands into the digital area, and we replicated what worked on the digital side, which is basically not trying to sell branded entertainment as a solution by itself. There is no brief today around I want to do brand entertainment. Mm-hmm. It's all about, something that never changed. It's all about a marketing, issue. I want to launch a new product. I want to, make my target younger. I want to, modernize my brand. And brand entertainment could be an expression and a solution to that. But as long as you consider brand entertainment as something totally separate from the strategic process, the brand building, and the big creative idea, it's going to be difficult for you to go through. And I made that experience, and we were, presenting a lot of great idea around content, but we will never go through. Because of what? Because it was not linked to the big picture and a marketing issue.
So it's looking at the brand objectives and what the brand's trying to achieve, and then matching the big idea, and then what will help with the, why the audience would be entertained and why the audience would be want to engage with that, I guess. So
the idea.
Have you? Is there anything kind of surrounding the opportunity of branded entertainment you wanted to share as some key learnings, particularly?
I think the partners that we have and that that we meet today in MIP Cube and MIP TV is doing the biggest difference in the process, because we, again, the old model was production company on one side, the advertising agency was sure to own the strategy and the idea, and the media platform was on inside. To do something like Le Club or something like Crush Hour or other case we could have like a show today, you have to be totally integrated. Means that if you don't play the game and if you don't have around the table, up front, at the beginning, your media partner or your production company, you're going to fail again. Because you don't do something innovative as Le Club if you're not working and talking with YouTube, for example, day one.
So you need to be plugged into not just the talent within your own organization, but key partners externally.
Exactly. I mean, at one point, we came back on what is our value, and our value is to understand brands and people and to bring, great idea. But then there is specialists. So we got good friends, and that works.
I was going to say, do you have the right type of people inside and the right skills and the right technology?
No, I mean, there is a lot of different profiles that is not in the agency.
Sure.
And this is not a strategy to pack the agency with all the profiles, because at one point, the expression of a brand in the digital, area is so, there is so many expressions. Who can say today, I'm the best, to do a web series, I'm the best to do an interactive video, I'm the best to do a viral video, I'm the best to do a music clip or a documentary? No one. So basically, it's quite healthy because we came, back on our value, which is understanding, audience and brands, and then we're surrounded by friends.
So to work in a really, truly collaborative fashion then, and working inside and outside the walls of your organisation, which sings to the heart of the new social endeavours that people are trying to work in a more collaborative fashion as well. Okay, so I know that Ogilvy themselves have got some great resources coming out, even at MIP. Is there something you want to be able to share with the audience in terms of the white paper that I know Ogilvy are launching here?
I mean, you were talking about what does it take to do something like that, and the first thing is our brands and the industry doesn't have the choice, because that's how it works, and the way we all are pleased to engage with the brands. But the other side of the equation is the efficiency. And we are all trying, to work on demonstrating the efficiency of initiative like that. So we worked, for the last few months with the network Ogilvy, to come up with a method, and we're going to launch a white paper about measuring the earned media during the MIP Cube, and it's going to be launched Monday, right after the keynote of Coke that we're bringing at Cannes, and the president of Ogilvy Mather, Benoit de Floyer.
Oh, great. So a great resource here for perhaps that kind of measurement of effectiveness.
Exactly, because again, when you got on Europcar 50k euro in media, and when you generate 2.5 million earned media, there is a lot of question rising.
Yeah, how effective is it, and how's that realized?
Yeah, how efficient it is, and what's the value of your idea. Just give you an example. On VW Fan Theory, the viral project that did 40 million views and generated like 400 million earned media, the agency has been paid 5k euro.
Okay, yeah. You need some models around that to be able to equate to it, don't you?
The content is the media.
But I think we've got time for just one or two questions from the audience that might have some interesting things. So we've probably got time for maybe one or two questions from you. Has anyone got any burning issues they wanted to be able to share or ask in the context of branded entertainment? Well, I hope that... I'm just checking through the lights here that I can see. I'd imagine from the Monday session that comes out in terms of looking at that measurement tool, there may be some more engaging questions around what that means at that time. So I guess from our part, I'd really like to know, what do you think the future is of innovation in this area? How do you see it growing or changing?
I know the objective. I'm not sure about the way we're gonna crack it, but the objective is definitely to make our brands becoming media.
Okay.
The objective is definitely, to make, to create and to build up an audience around the brand, and an engaged audience. When Coke has 41 million fans on their Facebook fan page, they're becoming a media. They don't need to go and they still, but they compete with the TV channel at that point, because when they feed that YouTube, that Facebook fan page with content, they reach 41 million people. That's the new model, to make those brands become a media.
Okay, so to make brands become a media in themselves.
Yeah.
Now you've been coming to MIP, you said, for 5 years now. Is that right?
Yep.
You know, so is there any advice that you have from people here to get the most out of MIP for themselves that you've experienced or used before?
From an agency standpoint, I mean, the best way really to make that session and that way efficient is, again, that's only from an advertising agency standpoint, is to make those guys from the industry work on realistic and concrete brief. And that's what we did during the last 3 years, is to send to production companies and TV channel concrete brief around our brands. And we came up with those brands and sit down around the table to hear the content answer to their marketing issue. And that was the best way for us to train the industry to understand how a brand works, and for the brand to just dig into that new industry that they don't really know.
So that's great in terms of approach, to get everyone together and to be able to pick that apart and share ideas. Are there any, if there's a particular focus on TV and film, are there any technical innovations with your digital head-on that you're interested in people exploring here?
What I love is to imagine, and I know that Fremantle, for example, tried one time in the UK with a show called Freak, really to think about the storytelling, having in mind the impact of the audience and the social media. Basically, they came up with a great web series. They shot the first 3 episodes, and then, depending the interaction with the audience, they were making the storyline, moves, and that's revolutionary to me. That's the changement, like really to be able to impact the scenario of your, favorite, show.
So not even social curation, by actually evolving the show with the audience interaction.
By voting, by questioning, etc.
Oh, great. Well, perhaps we'll see more innovation in that area. So, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us neatly to the end of our session today. Please join me in welcoming and thanking Fred Levron, Head of Digital and Brand for Ogilvy Mather Paris. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.